Hey everyone, and welcome to Nerfcast. This is Shawn.
And this is Josh.
With B.F.U.
And I'm here again too.
Who are you?
Arjang.
Okay.
The Swarth is back.
I just want to make sure people know who you are, because there's a little confusion at the end of last episode.
Like, who was the Australian guy and who was the not Australian guy?
I'm not sure, honestly.
I'm pretty sure I'm not the Australian
You're like
guy.
Aboriginal.
Sure
I'm kind of close.
Yes.
Oh my. Well, so, last time,
On Star Trek.
The Next Generation.
Tachyon.
Mr. Worf.
Tachyon. Someone get me Tachyon right now.
Fire.
I need Tachyon. No, seriously, Tachyon fixes everything.
I am
Separate
the
the saucer
cutest
section.
of Borg.
No,
Make it so.
no, Riker. Stop
I hear she
blowing
takes
up.
the initiative well.
No, separate the saucer section and get me Tachyon. Tachyon! I need Tachyon.
I work on Star Trek Online.
Oh,
Yes,
he does. He knows all
and
the
he can
things.
never give me my Tachyon.
He tried to
Welcome
give you
to
dilithium
Nerfcast.
crystals, and you said no.
I want some unleaded Tachyon.
For the love of God, Josh, what were you going to say?
So I was going to say, last episode, I was just going to explain what happens. We had a lot of people like, what happened on the episode? Even though in the episode description, I was like, so here's what happened at the end of the episode, which is why it's weird. But for those of you who just listen and don't read,
Our deaf audience, which I appreciate you.
I think the deaf audience only reads and they don't listen.
I'm pretty sure I'm uncomfortable. Like
I messed
I'm
up.
pretty sure.
I meant blind.
Helen Keller plays Nerf.
I meant blind.
I'm really pretty sure I'm uncomfortable now.
So last episode cut off the last, 15, 20 minutes of the podcast. Which is why at the end there's just the explosion of we had to try to make it kind of cool and funny and stupid. Quick apology to Rob from Southern Brisbane Nerf. He was on the episode, and his announcement got cut off, and we had a few other things. So we're probably going to go cover some stuff that we covered last time just to make up for it since nobody got to hear it. That's what happened last episode. We didn't all die in a car accident. That's all.
Word.
The rumors of our demise were
Greatly exaggerated.
Too fast. Too furious.
wow.
And then that happened.
So, we have very little Nerf news this time. We'll start with sort of the new stuff, and then we'll get to our old stuff and hope it doesn't get cut off again.
2013, what a year.
Yeah.
I feel like we
happened.
all learned so much about Nerf blasters.
I feel like it
It
was a big
grew.
year for Nerf. We had a lot of stuff come out. We had Zombie Strike. We had Rebel. We had most of the Elite line. It was good stuff. 2014? I don't know what we're going to do. We're going to get some more Mega Blasters. We're going to get some more Rebel. We're going to get some more Zombie Strike, and I think that's it.
So it's very much like 2013.
Yeah,
minus the Elite.
but I think we're going to get some, not a lot. Like last year we got like 4+ blasters in each line, with the exception of Mega. We only got 2.
I think Hasbro and Nerf have gone ahead and defined what segments they want to pursue going forward. So I think it's just building out those lines at those points.
I mean, on the plus side, they are doing something that's kind of smart. They're finally stopping. They're going to stop allowing stores to order yellow blasters.
No, they're just gonna but they're just gonna reshell them and not change them to Elite and make them shitty. Oh, I'm talking about you, Havok Vulcan.
Yeah, that's also happening.
That breaks
the
my heart
call-out.
greatly.
So yeah, nobody can order yellow blasters, which it seems like they should have done that when they brought out the Elite line. But apparently that's just a thing.
Because then how would Toys R Us and Sunnyvale stock their shelves, Josh?
The world may never know.
Wait, Josh, how do you know this?
My Last Dart put it on his blog. There's actually a quote that he got from Hasbro or someone. I'm not going to look it up right now. Go check My Last Dart's blog.
MLDZ.
I mean, that really sounds like it should be more of the store who is selling the blasters prerogative and not Hasbro.
But here's the thing. Usually they give you a cutoff date, right? Like, because as a store, you're not like, oh, the yellow blasters aren't new. They're like, the yellow blasters have sold a lot over the year. Let's keep stocking those because people keep buying them. Mm-hmm. They're like, nah, you can't buy these anymore. This is the cutoff. Now you can only buy. But here's the thing. They're not only going to not be allowed to buy yellow N-Strike non-elite blasters, but you can't apparently order blue anymore either. Yeah, that's right. The blue is history.
That's cool.
It's out. Yep, no more blue.
That's blue's elite. That's what the color of the darts are.
Yep. Well, that
Well, if you've been around the last half of the year, you know that darts can be any color now, Shawn.
I'm
It's
very
a,
open and accepting. I'm just saying that I like blue.
it's a veritable rainbow.
You
It's a
can't,
cornucopia of colors.
so.
bro. You can't come in and be like, we added more colors, and like, yeah, but we're going to take away core colors now. It makes it more collectible, I guess. That's a plus for people who are in Nerf for the long run. Kind of sucks for new enthusiasts. We're like, I want a blue blaster. Well, good news, bad news. You used to be able to get the blue Ravens. Now you can only get the yellow Stinger ones.
To be fair, Toys R Us in Sunnyvale, California will probably stock blue blasters for the next 3 years.
Oh God! All,
Yeah, there's so
pretty
many.
much all the Toys R Us's in the area will have like, oh, it's a blaster from 1992 just sitting on the shelf next to a Polly Pocket.
And the price will not drop.
Yeah,
It will,
that's
it
They will keep the
increase.
same price.
It'll adjust for inflation.
They
This
tried
blaster
to-
was worth $2 in the 90s. Now it's worth $200.
They tried to sell the original Raven with the poopy motors for like $36.
they were
the other
trying to
Raven was
sell freaking like recons for more than I'm sorry, Raider recon. Yeah, more than the Retaliators and Rampages. I was like, what? How? What?
No Nintendo.
I don't understand why.
Well, it's still better in places that aren't toy stores that carry Nerf things like Kohl's, that was trying to sell the Triad for like $14-15.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Word?
Jeez.
Like Safeway. I actually was at Safeway, and they have like a little clearance rack when people like drop canned foods and they try to clearance them out and they put them on a little thing. There was a Triad there for like $13. I'm like, where is this normally for me to buy the non-open package version, and how much more is it?
Kohl's had the hookup for Christmas. They had that special Strife kit. That was pretty sick.
Oh yeah.
Was
Stripe
that
for all
the
the
Rapid
fixins.
Strike kit? Or am I thinking of the one that was the Retaliator? Okay, I'm not talking about the Rapid Strike Blaster. There was like a Rapid Strike mission kit.
No, it was a Hellfire mission
no.
kit.
No, there was one. Yeah.
There was a
Oh, from back in the day.
No, this was like
There's a
3 or 4
Retaliator
months
kit floating
ago
around.
at Kohl's.
Oh,
That was, yeah.
The
I remember
Strife
it was a
one
kit.
sick.
I don't remember what it was called. It might have been called the Rapid Strike
Came
mission
with like
kit.
an extra mag and extra darts and stuff like that.
I feel like the Rapid Strike mission kit was something that came out before. But then there was the Hellfire mission kit came out for the Hellfire.
Yeah. But there was a Rapid Strike mission kit that came out for the Elite line too.
Yeah, I feel like that came out last year. It was like a Retaliator with 2 18 rounds or something like that
And a
Yeah.
barrel.
at Kohl's. Yeah, and the
And the
Retaliator
barrel
comes
and
with.
everything that came with it.
It's a regular Retaliator, but it came with like
Because now there's
2
Retaliator
18s.
kits floating around with no barrels and stuff. Like you just get the pistol.
Wait, for really? Where
Yeah,
at?
I think Costco.
I think, yeah, Costco has it.
And speaking of Hasbro, hold on, wait.
Yeah.
So when am I going to get an Orange Raven for sure? Because I can order one from, or not Orange Raven, Orange freaking Strife. Because I can order a Strife from Amazon that's got a picture of an orange one, but it says colors may vary.
So here's the thing. That's what I was getting at with the blue. So they can't order yellow. They can't order blue. The new white rough cuts and the new orange stripes are supposed to be the new standard now, according to Miles Dart. He said he heard from Hasbro.
Pretty reliable,
This is
dude.
what's up. Yeah, I mean, most everything he said has been pretty spot on. Their color scheme, instead of being blue with a white stripe, is going to be orange and white, or white and orange, depending on the blaster.
So we'll call them this Nerf the creamsicle years.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm good with that. So the funny thing is, 5 months ago, this would have really irked me.
Still does to me.
But now that I can paint my own stuff, I don't care anymore.
I mean, here's the thing. I think that I don't mind them throwing out new colors. That's cool. I think that stores should still be able to order blue. You had yellow for so freaking long. You should be able to at least order blue for the next year or two, so that people just wanting straight elite blasters that don't want extra colors and sell the extra colors to different stores
Maybe
like
they
Target,
figured
like
out switching out colors faster.
Toys R Us. But Toys R Us has the clear blue for their Ice series.
Toys R Us is not what you want to use to back your stuff up because they don't sell anything.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying they clearly have an idea to make series again. Where they used to have the clear series, the whiteout series, the red series.
Maybe it's,
Why?
maybe it's a bold new direction.
It's just weird for them, in my opinion, to be like, yeah, now you can't get this anymore. Now you can only get... Because I really like the blue. I thought the blue looked really cool. We didn't see a lot of blue blasters. It'd been a minute. I mean...
Maybe they're making Nerf more collectible. You play collectible games.
Here's
You know
the
how it
thing.
works.
It feels like this blue line was like the first blue line that they did with the N-Strike series. Yeah. Not Strong Arms. Mavericks were blue. Long Shots were blue.
Ooh, that weird blue.
Yeah, it was not the same blue.
Doodoo blue.
Yeah. I just... I don't know.
Doodoo blue.
I'll be interesting. I really want to know if they're going to bring out all the blasters, some of the blasters. Then what happens to the Elite Alpha Trooper? Do we get a white Elite Alpha Trooper? Because I would freaking love that. But, or are they going to be like, you can keep ordering these? I'm curious to see what happens.
That actually terrifies me. If they don't come out with a different colored Alpha Trooper, then people won't be able to get Alpha Troopers.
Right.
I'm sure there's you guys didn't help that situation at all. I'm sure there's I'm sure they have a big, more overarching plan. Maybe.
I'm sure they do.
I'm sure they do. By the way, Josh and I helped because we bought a bunch of blasters. All Hasbro saw is we bought a bunch of Elite blasters.
You guys bought about what, 20
that were
Alpha
blue.
Troopers?
20.
He bought 20. I bought 10.
I bought 24.
24 Alpha Troopers.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I got 10.
Yeah.
I have one.
Those were all raffled off and things, and different stuff happened with them.
I think I only have one. I think Alpha Trooper was one of the few blasters I don't have double of.
I mean, I'm not using 24. I didn't even take any Alpha Troopers apart. I only have one. Out of the 24 that I bought, I have one.
I do now.
Yeah,
They were all given to people for mad cheap or raffled away to people at local games pretty much for free.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Yeah,
they'll be like, you're the reason we couldn't find Alpha Trooper. It was like,
They spread the love.
yo, it was so that they didn't just sit there on the shelves until they went back to full price, and then people had to pay full price for them. We figured, if we nab them, we can make sure they get into the community. And our local community now, I think everybody has their
That's
Alpha
right,
Trooper.
folks. Josh Dontarius Pagan sticking it to the man, baby. To the man.
Dontarius.
Yep.
That's his middle name. You didn't know? You've been friends with him for a while and didn't know his middle name was Dontarius?
No.
It's Dontarius Maximus.
Yeah, you know. Of the Maximals.
Or Franklin.
Arjang is Arjang Peter.
Le Pierre.
Well,
So-
Josh has two middle names. The first part is Franklin. The second part is Richards, I
Frankly,
think.
there we go. I control the universe.
Oh, he's part of the Power Pack.
forever. I hate you so much.
I was literally talking about that with Josh's brother yesterday, too.
So, my question to Hasbro is, if you're coming out with this white and orange or orange and white line, why'd you bring out a yellow Raven?
Nah, see what had happened.
What's going on?
That was a special
Bumblebee.
order for
Sam's Club.
Sam's Club, which is owned by Walmart, but Walmart never got it because it was for Sam's Club. Boom. Bloomers.
Yes.
And it was mad cheapums. That was
Also, it came with really cool yellow and black tip darts.
It did.
It did.
And it came with a 12-round clip, and just by reducing from a Firefly 18 to a 12-round, it somehow magically went down $15 because it was only $20.
Wow, that is amazing.
It was a great price.
I didn't know Firefly Tech was on the cutting edge like that. It's
Yeah.
like Velcro in the 80s.
Hey, it's UV LEDs, man. Those things are expensive.
Like I have like some white darts, a green clip, and a battery housing is
Yep.
$15. Or it has, bro.
Yeah, you know. That's rough.
Yo, it makes sense somewhere.
But I actually like the yellow. It's actually pretty neat.
It reminds me a lot of the old yellow stuff, which is cool because you can use the old yellow accessories.
Retro.
You know what I wouldn't mind? Actually, no, this is a horrible idea. Basically, what I was going to say, if you get the Elite line in yellow, but like, congratulations.
Yeah.
Then you're going to be looking at the old blasters and the new blasters and confuse them, and there are going to be a lot of
Correct.
upset parents.
I wouldn't mind You know what'd be cool? If they just updated the internals of the long shot and put it. I bet you people would buy the snot out of that.
I've been waiting for them to do
In
that,
2
actually.
seconds. I'm really surprised they haven't.
I mean, it could be in the works.
Yeah.
You would think that, but I think they're going to, if it is in the works, they're going to keep it off the market a little while longer, just so anyone who wants a sniper-like blaster will.
Actually,
go with the
wait.
Centurion.
Did you say long shot or long strike?
Long shot.
Why would they upgrade those?
I don't know.
He means repaint them, maybe reshell them a little bit, but they're direct plunger.
Yeah, they're already direct
but
plunger.
They can't shoot, but they still don't get elite ranges, right?
I mean, they might be able to do some stuff and make
they
them
just gave
better.
them new plungers.
But
That's why everyone used them, because they had direct
Yeah, they
plunger.
They're moddable. I'm saying that
Yeah.
what they didn't get out of the box. They didn't get elite ranges, right? That was pre-elite, correct?
man,
Forgive my ignorance.
me buying. I've never bought one out of the box.
So then, yeah, it was definitely.
I've only gotten
Which
used
one was
ones,
this
so
one
I
again?
assume they're
The
a little
long
bit
shot.
poopy.
it's
The
the
sniper rifle looking one?
Yeah, it was a yellow clip, so it had to be way pre.
well, they were blue first, but you know,
Yeah, they were blue and they had the
clips were
detachable.
the clips were yellow and the blaster was blue.
Yeah,
Right,
they did not
yes.
get.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so it
and
had
that
to be
became a
way
yellow
pre-elite.
blaster.
And the adjustable back.
Yeah, oh no, it was pre-elite. But
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. It was
they
on
did not
that
get
cusp
elite
of like
ranges.
Nerf is still getting okay ranges. Oh, now it's not anymore. Like that was the last. After that, everything was pretty much reverse plunger.
Yeah, I mean, it would just be cool to see. I mean, I would take an update to the long strike too.
That's what I was saying. When you said, I heard long strike because I was like, I think people really, really like the long strike. I think it was one of the coolest looking blasters.
It was.
Aesthetically, it was awesome. If you
Yeah.
want to throw a direct plunger system in that, I'd be okay with that,
That would
too.
be, and it's already blue. It's so perfect.
It's funny. Nerf just it's like I know there's no sniping in Nerf, but apparently there's no good sniper rifles either.
Yes.
That's why there's no sniping in Nerf.
That's
No. I mean, like good, like actually, no. There's like a level of workitude that something should have. The Centurion, by the way, just so everyone knows, we just took another Centurion out of the box. And I know we've talked about the magical night with me and Josh and the Centurion, and it wasn't magical. Although we did dart push it. Mm-hmm. That was fun.
Dart pushing Mega Series blasters are really fun because I feel like I'm getting the performance I was expecting out of them.
Yeah, so on that note, actually, we did have a question about that, which I was going to get to at the end, but since you mentioned dart pushing, I'm going to mention it now.
It's a free-for-all today, folks. We're crazy.
Koozie Boys, and we actually answered this last time, but cut off. So, Koozie Boys on YouTube asked, wish they would have explained what dart pushing is. So, boys.
I didn't even believe in dart pushing until we did it with the Magnus, so I'm going to turn this one over to the Shawnster. Shawnomania, Running Wild.
Yeah, I mean, there are a couple different names for it. I think we've talked about this in the past, but the reason why we call it dart pushing, it's basically when you're firing your blaster, you're pushing it forward at the same time, almost like a punch.
Yeah.
I like to think of it as like the Falcon Punch of Nerf.
Or the Donkey Punch.
Or the Donkey Punch
That's
of
in
Nerf.
Smash Brothers too. Donkey Kong.
Yes.
Yep.
He winds it up. But basically, when you thrust the blaster forward when you're firing it, the dart somehow, defying science, a lot of people have talked about this and tried to break down the science of why it works, and they can't figure it out. When you push the dart forward, when you fire it, it gets longer ranges. You get better distance out of it.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it's
A lot better.
like magic.
Yeah. Yep.
So that's it. That's basically what dart pushing is. Try it out. It works really good with pistol blasters just because they're smaller. Typically, like with the Centurion, it's a bigger blaster, so just being able to hold it and then push it forward without awkwardly shifting it around side to side and losing your accuracy, it's a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, you push it. There's almost a snap at the end, like a jab, like John was saying, like a punch. Like you go forward with your arm, and at the very end, you pull the trigger, like getting to the end of like a throw or a punch.
It's cute that Sean said
Like a whip.
accuracy like the Centurion has any. That's cute. That's sexy. That's cute.
Well, I mean, like when I was using the Magnus, I think that's something we all appreciate
Yeah.
about because it was
Yeah.
smaller. It was easier to
was awesome.
keep it straight lined up with whatever you're shooting at and get that range when you're dart pushing.
Yeah, so that is dart pushing for you kids out there. Anybody who doesn't know what it is, you know. If you have questions, keep them coming.
Just so you know the drugs.
You sounded so intimate.
Winners don't
that.
use drugs.
Hey, we could make a whole video on how to dart push, but I don't think people are interested. But you know what? If we get a bunch of people like, we still don't understand. Your explanation makes no sense.
Hold
I
on.
still think we should do a video anyway.
Hold
just
on.
because
I got a deal for the interwebs.
Oh,
When we put the podcast notification on Reddit, if we can get 15 upvotes, we will do a dart pushing video.
Wait, 15 net or 15?
15 net.
So
If we get 146 upvotes, Shawn will do the dart pushing video in a Speedo.
I was going to offer the Darkwing Duck costume.
Or that.
It's a Darkwing Duck costume, but instead of pants, he's just wearing a speedo.
Well, Darkwing Duck did not wear pants.
He didn't wear pants. That's what I'm
He did
saying. So
not.
perfect.
Oh, so many Reddit accounts are being
And if you don't know what the Darkwing Duck costume is, look up somewhere on our blog. We have a hammer shot video.
It's by a Jengular. So if
Yes.
you go on YouTube, look them up. It's it actually has all of us in it. Everyone in this room
Yep.
except for 2 members, one of our players, and the guy who shot the video, Jengular.
Yeah, here's the hint. Arjang is a guy that looks like an Iranian baker.
To be fair, I was chunkier. I'm still chunky. I was chunkier in that
I'm
video.
the cowboy.
Nothing to do with you looking like an Iranian baker.
Dude, you are smooth peanut butter now. Don't worry. No pudgy nuts on there.
So let's see, where are we going? Oh,
I'm
you know what?
touching Arjang right
we
now.
were so we segued one way, but I wanted to segue the other. We were talking about blasters and colors, and I was trying to figure out why Sam's Club decided to go with yellow instead of the multitude of other things Nerf clearly already has based on their previous series, like red, clear, white.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Come out with purple.
So,
Preach.
Havok. Yeah, we got to get to this. I know there's a post on our blog about it. I posted
yeah,
about
we go
colors.
very in depth about the Tech Recon blasters.
Yeah, you know. Bum, 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 bum. So they're switching to yellow. I'm sorry, to orange and white. And you're like, okay, cool. The new Elite series, all orange and white. They're standardizing it. Because I know there were some End Strike ones that were blue but didn't have the stripe, like the Long Strike. And there were some other blasters. I'm like, okay, maybe people are getting confused. Right? The Raider used to be blue.
Didn't they do this with the barrel break? They mad screwed us.
No, okay, so, all right, let me back up. There were some Elite Blasters. When the Elite Blasters came out, they were all blue with a white stripe. There were blasters from the End Strike line that were just blue, right? The Long Strike was blue. The Raider was blue.
Yep.
There were a couple of things that you could pretty much tell because they had a white stripe. They made blasters. They just reshelled them, didn't change the internals at all, but made them blue with the white stripe. It didn't say Elite on the box, so if you were into Nerf and you knew what Elite was, you'd be like, okay, this isn't an Elite blaster.
So then, yes, we got barrel break.
The barrel break was one of them. There are a couple others that they made. The Reflex.
The Havok is like Brokeback Barrel, too.
So then, now Nerf is like, all right, we're going to take away the blue. So I was like, yeah, all right. They're going to standardize it. Only the white with orange or the orange with white are going to be Elite. So there's no more confusing customers. And like, we're also going to bring out this orange and white Vulcan called the Havok, which is weird because the Vulcan was already called the Havok overseas. Mm-hmm. But, whatever.
Kind of like Bison and
To be
Vegas.
fair, the website that was leaking it was a European website.
It was Argos. It's true.
So
I've seen the package. It says Havok. I mean, it might be an overseas package.
Okay, I was.
It might be a package for like the UK.
Also true. We don't even know if this blaster is coming over stateside.
We do not, but we do know that people have it in their hands. They have it out of the box. Box does not say Elite on it. Mm-hmm. It's not getting Elite ranges. It's the same as the old Havok without the Whistler darts. Or the old Vulcan.
It's the second time Nerf has broken my heart.
Yeah.
Second time in 2 years.
I don't understand it. Like, why would you go through all this trouble, make a whole different line color, and then be like, and one of the first blasters we're going to bring out is the old just crappy blasters. Oh.
And it's funny, too, because overseas, it sounds like, at least from a couple of the reports I was hearing, people are like, why would you pick this up? We still have plenty of Vulcans over here, or the old Havocs, that are cheaper to buy. And if they're exactly the same, just go buy those.
Yeah, I couldn't understand either. Overseas, apparently, there's still like a huge supply of them. Over here, not
as much. Like, that's the big appeal I thought of it. Because, like, look, even if it's the same exact blaster, you know what? If I go into a Toys R Us right now and try and buy a Vulcan, it's going to cost me $60 to $70 to get one. You look on Amazon or eBay, it's going to be way more because it's all going to be private sellers just trying to make a buck because it's not commonly available.
Why would you buy a Vulcan?
Same reason I'd buy a Centurion. If I thought it looks cool, or if I wanted to use it for a costume for like a con or something.
Well, plus if it was getting Elite ranges,
I'd buy it if it was got Elite ranges.
That's what I'm saying.
That completely changes the whole dynamic of it.
Well, going into one of the questions we got last time, I don't have the user in front of me. We can look that up.
What was the question?
The one about why we are in favor of the Havok when functionality-wise...
Oh, you chose the long question. All right, let me do this. Mark Winfrey.
What up, Ms. Wizzle?
So, two-part question. Actually, yeah, 2 parts. All right. 2 things you mentioned stuck out to me that I thought might deserve clarification in the next podcast, which next podcast would have been last podcast, and we did clarify, but it got cut off. Yeah, I'm going to talk about it getting cut off every time I mention something that got cut off.
Too fast. Too furious.
So first off, he's like, you probably mentioned, you mentioned probably using the magnets as a secondary, but even with all your discussion, I can't understand why. Even if it works flawlessly and you have to mod it to accept a Centurion magazine, you just have a Retaliator. The only functional advantage it has over a hammer shot seems to be novelty, so let me know what I'm missing.
We don't really have a Retaliator because it shoots different darts. So that's one. That's really the only one I got. But you don't really... And you can't switch the clip out. You can front load it. That's actually really cool that you can front load a dart into the Magnus. And I will turn it over to Shawn for the aforementioned before stare down factor. Shawn.
Intimidation.
Oh, yeah, intimidation. So basically, my belief is a lot of things that people don't consider in wars is intimidation. There have been many times I've told this story where I've been walking around with an empty clip, of course, concealing that the clip's empty. I'll run around and point my gun at people just to get them to back off. And it works because a lot of people are like, you know what, it's not worth the effort to die doing something stupid if I don't know if I can make it or not. So when I look at a Magnus blaster, it is a big blaster shooting big darts. Even though it doesn't go much further than a Retaliator, I would say it feels a lot more intimidating to see a giant dart flying at you. You more clearly want to dodge it. You don't want to charge into someone who is shooting with that blaster. So that's my logic behind it. It's a little bit more intimidating than running in with someone with like a Jolt or a Triad or a Retaliator.
Yep. I pretty much agree.
Plus, with specialized ammo, of course, only 3 shots. That is kind of lame. With a secondary, I don't feel like you should be breaking it out very often. You should be using it in emergency situations where you have a blaster jam, you need to reload. You just need to keep someone off you for a couple seconds or a couple minutes. And if you're using more than 3 shots to do that, then I think you're using your blaster more like a specialty blaster than as a secondary.
Yeah, you know. I think you guys covered it. The ability to front load and also top load is kind of nice because with a secondary. So here's my thing with a primary. Usually, I want to do a clip or magazine fed blaster because I can swap out really easily. On my secondary, I actually kind of like being able to front load. Originally, when I first got into Nerf, I was like, yeah, I really want more magazines because then it makes it universal and easy. And I mean, that might be your thing. I'm not saying it's wrong. I like being able to front load or easily load my secondary blaster because, as Shawn was saying, I don't use it as often, so I don't need to load it as often. And it's more of an offhand thing that I'm doing either when I'm out or when I've got a second to do something. And because I don't have to drop an entire magazine and put an entire magazine in, with a front-loading blaster or a top-loading, like the Magnus, you could do either or with it. I can just grab a dart, throw it in, fire another shot. I don't have to reload an entire magazine and drop it out. There's just more, feels like there's more things to do. Drop, put that somewhere, grab another one, put it in. Boom, I can just boom, go. Oh, shoot, I only shot 3, but I need another one.
Yeah.
Jam it in.
Plus, it should be mentioned, too, it is only $15. The price is not bad on it at all.
Yeah, the price on it is pretty nice.
Yeah.
I was expecting more.
That's right. If it was $5 cheaper, Josh would own 2.
Yep. I know I already own 2.
Arjang, you got anything to say on this?
I bought 1 and got a gift. But yeah, Arjang, what are your thoughts on the Magnus? Like, would you actually use it in a war? What do you like about it?
I'd use it just because I like to try every blaster at least once. As for intimidation factor, I kind of disagree a little bit on it, just because I'm more intimidated by the electric blasters. Because I just see how quick they pump out darts. Because if it's someone with just regular pump action, I'll run in and trade shots.
Yeah,
like I've done it to Josh and actually everyone in this room every time. Like, if you guys are running your electric, I'll kind of try and sneak around. But if it's pump to pump, I'm just running in. Well,
that's also you're a beast.
You
understand that if you run and yell at people, they'll run away from you.
I do run and yell a lot.
Yeah,
he does, and then he slam fires all 18 rounds in his Alpha Trooper.
You and Eileen have the same strategy,
except for Arjang's intimidating when he does it.
Yes,
Eileen is like hidden in a bush and pops out, and you're like, "What the?"
Eileen is a short, skinny Asian girl who will run and be like, "Ah!" and fire a bunch at you, and it can be scary. I've run away screaming from it.
Oh yeah,
because I'm like, it's a threat. It is very threatening. But Arjang is a bigger, buffer dude.
I'm a 5'8", 220.
The thing is, he keeps running at me. I think it's going to end in a punch.
Oh, he's going to run out of ammo.
He's trying to dart push. No, he's dart pushing the blaster into my nose.
He's going to blaster butt me.
I'm the heavy.
I tried to do that with Josh once. My hammer shot was out of shot, so I was jumping in the air like I was going to swing and just hammer him down with it.
That's why it's called the hammer shot.
Yeah, that's what you have to do with it.
So
I learned the melee from the snub pistols in Gears of War.
Buy it. Buy it.
Buy Gears of War.
That's
not
also
Judgment.
true.
It's horrible.
Not Gears of War.
They got rid of Horde mode. Bad. Okay, anywho.
So, second part of Mark's question. You express a lot of enthusiasm for the Havok, but I question how much more effective than a Hailfire or Rapid Strike it can really be to offset the Havok's additional cost / weight / complexity. I have an aversion to flywheels, but I recognize that it's completely aesthetic and trivial preference. It is the love of the Havok a similar aesthetic leaning, or am I missing something?
I'll go first. So, yeah, the Havok looks badass. The Hellfire looks like a giant flaming piece of poop.
Yep.
Something about...
It looks like a plate you would serve poop on.
Yeah, something about recreating Predator is just amazing. What is he?
Actually, on this one, I'll agree with Shawn on the whole intimidation factor for the Vulcan. It looks like there's more darts in the Vulcan. Especially, like, if you're like me, I own about six or seven chains. Yeah. The one time I did bring it to a game, I held people off.
I mean, that's a big part of it, too. We're talking about mainly as base defense. And that's what's nice about it. Because you can have 6, 7 chains, as many chains as you want. There's no reason you can't incorporate a giant box on the side of that thing and just sit there and blast all day. I would say the advantage with the Rapid Strike is you are using clip system mags, so you can just swap on the fly. It makes it great for assault, makes it so it's good for a lightweight, but you can't really be lightweight with the Havok. So I guess some people would see that as a disadvantage, but if you are using it primarily in base defense and being mostly stationary and trying to fend off a horde, then yeah, you can have a lot more shots and not having to worry about reloading every 18 to 25 or 35 shots.
Yeah, so Mark did say, I didn't think there's like a second paragraph after this. It wasn't a question, he was just saying he usually looks heavily towards function over all else, and he's exceedingly critical when it comes to blasters and features performance. I didn't understand your interest in the Magnus and Havok, if they were subjective choices, in which case, whatever makes you happy, or if there were design advantages that weren't fully conveyed in the podcast. So, what I want to touch on for the Havok is when we had that discussion in the podcast, we still weren't certain about it, and the listing did say it was Elite Havok. So, first off, I was expecting it to get elite ranges, in which case, then the reason I would put it up above the Hailfire is just a lot of what these guys said. I like the intimidation. I like that you theoretically could put more rounds in it because you're not limited to magazines. I feel like it works really great as a like a turret for base defense, but also if you want to just go and you want to be like the heavy in Team Fortress 2, you can just walk down the field and it's more comfortable to hold it, and you don't have to worry about like switching the magazines and stuff like that. You have more shots on tap quickly, whereas with the Hailfire you got to rotate, so you really only have 18 rounds. Plus, it's fully automatic. You don't have to.
Yes, it is.
You don't have to. The Hailfire, you zip. You could go as fast as you want, but on the Havok or the Vulcan, you could just hold that down, and I mean, with some modding, you could speed that up. I also like the fact, really, that it was on the original Havok that it's actual plunger, so it's more consistent. Whereas flywheels, sometimes my first shot's really good, and then my second shot's really not because the flywheels have slowed down when you put a dart through it. So I don't know. I felt like it had advantages. I would definitely, if it was an elite Vulcan, I would run it every time over the Hailfire. I just not my type of blaster.
But it's not, so we're sad.
Yeah, that's the truth.
So at the end of the day, the Hailfire is still better.
It is still better for range.
Just bust mine out.
Yeah,
The first game.
And we don't hate the Hailfire because we've seen how effective. I actually hate the Hailfire. It's just I know how effective that blaster is.
Oh, it can be very effective. It's just not my style of play. I don't enjoy playing with it.
Lockdown blaster.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know for other players, but whenever I see anyone playing them, they're always just in one little spot. Like, this is my corner of the map, and I'm not leaving it.
Pretty much, they're a lockdown. I've seen. I remember there was a spawn camp this year with a Hailfire that was going on pretty longer than I've ever seen a spawn camp go on in one of our games.
Yeah. I mean, you can do a lot with the Hailfire or two. You can lock down, like you said, a lot of places. It's really good field control.
But the Rapid Strike definitely took some luster. The Hailfire, I feel like, was more effective pre-Rapid Strike.
Yeah.
Post-Rapid Strike, it's not quite as intimidating as it used to be.
That is definitely true.
Yeah. One of our players, Ryan, he'll actually run around with 2 Rapid Strikes.
Yeah.
And drop one of them.
Because he's a foam farmer.
Yeah.
But just he'll run in clear hallways, and it is a good counter to the Hailfire because I feel like you have more spread with 2 blasters and more mobility. I don't know. I always think mobility is really key. Like, the Hailfire is nice, but I don't... It's more like you said, it's just you take a corner of the map and kind of just, like, take your kills, keep a team suppressed. You can be offensive with it, but it's usually dependent on how the rest of your team's doing.
Yeah.
You as a player, like, I've seen people with jolts, of course, run in, score 4 or 5 kills with just a jolt, and I couldn't see a Hailfire doing that same effect, because basically it's more of a, you can't come towards me more than I can push into you. And with the jolts or single shot blasters, you can still push and get more kills with it. It's a good skill blaster.
You need to have a little bit of a support crew if you want to move with a Hailfire.
Yeah.
Or else you're putting yourself out there and you're probably going to get tagged.
Means it does what it's supposed to do.
It's really
a heavy gun, so
you're really great for keeping a corner or part of the map sectioned off. Yep. But if you go to the middle of the field and you're pushing people back and pushing people back and pushing people back, but you're by yourself, eventually, you run a really big risk of getting flanked and outgunned, just based on speed and other people's maneuverability.
Right.
So yeah, that's that. That's the Havok Vulcan. That's disappointment incarnate.
Yeah, there are a couple nice performance things with it, but no different than you'd get with the original Vulcan. I think more for stateside, if it ends up coming over here, it's just the fact that you can buy them again and maybe get them on sale.
Yeah, that would be cool.
$5 less, Josh?
$5 less? Depends on what the price is.
What if it has a flip side too?
We don't know what the price is yet.
I think it's like $50.
This
is rough.
No way.
Yeah.
No way am I paying $50 for a blaster that's not getting elite range.
Rapid Strike's still on clearance at
What
Target?
if it's 45 with a flip side?
Nope. I don't. You can. It already has.
Go back up.
What you know? What they need to do is make the.
Check.
If I remember correctly, it had a tripod,
Yes,
but the tripod was not compatible with other Nerf blasters.
No, it was not.
Yeah.
No,
See,
it
Yep.
wasn't.
It was like you attached
even the
it on
Vulcan. I mean,
permanent.
even
Yeah.
the Centurion has a bipod that's compatible with their Nerf.
Centurion's bipod is amazing.
It is.
We've seen all the pictures with different bipod or the same bipod on different blasters. It's always fun to see.
Speaking of rock, oh wait, are we still answering questions?
Those were the two that we got pre this, and then I think the last podcast, the majority of questions were all what happened. What up, Arjang?
Actually, if we're just doing the question part right now,
Yep.
and since it got cut off on the last one, can I
Yep.
ask the question I asked last time?
You
Yes.
can.
All right. So, real quick, what was your top moment in Nerf last year? Like, what was your favorite moment?
I'm a bad person. I answered this last time. I don't even remember what I said.
It was a long time ago. It was last year.
DFC, baby.
It was
Oh
last
wait,
year.
DFC,
Yeah. DFC.
Despect,
Get
Keffert.
my effing.
Uh,
Double flag
No, I
capture.
remember what it is. Was it a double flag capture?
It's double flag capture.
Okay, I thought it was the Alpha Trooper and discovering that again. Double flag capture was pretty freaking awesome, though. I mean, we've told the story a bunch of times. Just that was to me the epitome, like the top pinnacle of Nerf, right there, of how you're supposed to have fun. Just stupid stuff happening left and right, and nothing making sense, and just going for it as hard as you can. And it was all around a bunch of players. Just so much effort was going into that one segment of the game, that 1 2-minute span. Just so many different things happened, and it just really wowed me. It was really cool. I'm really sorry that one of our players was kind of not offended,
I
but
had a moment.
he was not happy about how it went down, and I feel bad that we didn't get a chance to discuss it with him. But yeah, everything else that happened, it's just that stupid fun and ridiculousness to me is what Nerf is about. If you can have a ridiculous situation happen at least once a game, then it's worth it.
The best part is the three main people involved are probably the three biggest guys in the field. Or three of the biggest. It's me, you, and Arjang. So
Yep.
was it like a bunch of little dudes running around? It was
All
heavy.
the little dudes got taken out.
Yes,
Yeah.
they did.
Yep. It was weird. We were watching. It was weird because we were watching like, It was awesome.
And some water.
That was a good moment, Shawn. B.F.U?
I think I'm going to switch mine from the last podcast. So, and I just let out the cat out the bag. So, there was a moment on the bridge. We talk about the bridge a lot in our games. It's the little walkway.
Yep.
And
Not of
skill.
the Enterprise.
And I had just taken the bridge and rooted out a nest of enemies by myself. And I was talking mad trash. I was like, "Oh, I'm the greatest Nerfer ever. I'm the rookie of the year. Y'all can't mess me. What? I eat your children." And then this dude, Paul Lingy, who apparently has an ankle injury. I did not know that till these guys told me.
Mm-hmm.
So, but he's really good at the sport of Nerf. He's just really good Nerf.
The sport of Nerf.
The sport of Nerf.
Yeah, sport. I'm
Sport
calling
of
it a
dart
sport.
tag.
It's a sport. If freaking curling is a sport, we're a sport. What else?
Dart tag.
Deal with it, Olympics.
Yeah.
So
Oh, we need to reach out to the Olympic Committee.
I'm on the middle of the bridge. I'm talking my junk. And Lingy with his stupid modded retaliator just dart pushes a dart. And it's in the air for, had to be like 2 minutes. And I'm watching this thing. And then my eyes are seeing it. My brain's like, "You're the man. You're the man. You can do this."
He looked like friggin' Leonardo DiCaprio on Titanic. He's like, "I'm king of the world."
And then the dart just slowly makes its way, and I tried to jump back. I think no, I tried to jump over it. I don't even know. I don't know.
Do a double
And then it just
somersault.
blasts me in the chest, and everybody's looking at me like,
It was a single lone dart. He didn't even fire multiple.
Nope. It was the one.
it was the one dart on the concrete knoll.
Yeah.
It was awesome. I thought it was the funniest thing. I walked back to my spawn point. just busting out laughing because it was so funny.
And we should know too that Paul does work for NASA, so I'm not
good point.
He
because
clearly knows the
he's
aerodynamics
really
of dart.
lucky. Sometimes I feel like he's just doing the calculations in his head. It's like and target locked. Bam.
Like Amadeus
It
Cho.
was,
Yeah.
he's like
Yeah.
the Amadeus Cho of Nerf.
I'm going to manipulate the probability to get this to work properly.
There's like one person listening to the podcast. Amadeus Cho of Nerf. I can't believe they made that reference.
I love Amadeus show.
I was like, what?
All right, Josh.
Oh, geez. I don't even. I remember what I said last time, but you put me on the spot last time. But now I'm trying to remember if what I'm thinking of was this year or not. Did you go to every game this year?
Every game.
How dare you?
You went to every game?
How
Did I
dare
miss
you?
one?
How dare you accuse me of not attending a Nerf game?
Zombie.
Yeah, I guess that was.
No,
I guess
no,
that was
those
last
aren't-
year.
Those aren't Nerf games. Those are humans.
The one
versus
I was
zombie
thinking of
games.
was last year. Yeah, no, it had to be last
Yeah,
year.
we're not
'cause we were
talking about
playing.
bullshit.
We were playing. Oh,
Talking about
yep.
new shit.
Nope. It's still Arjang just walking through people for no reason and shooting. He's on the opposite team. My team's guarding the bridge. Everything, we've got it on lock. We're just in there like, all right, this timer's going. This is our area. And he just walks through like they don't even stop. They didn't stop. They didn't look at him. They didn't question him. They did nothing. They just let him walk in like he was one of our members. He's wearing the opposite colors.
Obviously.
He was just like, yeah. Rolled up like nothing, shot me, and just walked back.
So they basically did the opposite of what TSA does at the airport
no,
with them.
not like he walked up and shot me from 30 feet away. He walked up and touched his gun to me and shot me. Like, here's my blaster. Boom. I was just like, what? I turned around, look at my team. They're like, oh, yeah, we don't know why. We just let that happen. I'm like, what? Everyone's like, we saw him. I'm like, did you think it would be funny? Because that would be an awesome troll. They're like, no, we just didn't even think to say anything.
I am from Nito.
I was like, he was like the shadow, like he clouded men's minds. He walked up like, boop.
It seems like it happens to you a lot.
I've done it to
Yeah.
a beach game that I've been at.
Yep. And the game that he was not there, you did it to me. The
Challenge me.
the first time, like, it started something. I think now, whatever team I'm on, they see like a big chunky dude coming for me. They're like, oh, let this happen. Just let it happen. Yeah. Oh, he's gonna shoot Josh. He's gonna shoot Josh.
It's an accomplishment sneaking up on you, man.
Yeah, you know, it's cool when you pay off the other team so that you can get your achievements.
Nothing wrong with boosting.
What about you, Zhang Wang?
My favorite moment is still the one I said last time. It was the second round to capture the flag. Our team, I think Shawn was on my team. Josh, were you on your team?
I don't know what the event is.
He was on,
as possible.
He was on my team.
Okay.
He was
told
on
the
my
Josh
story
and
2
Baby
weeks
were on the
ago.
other team. We're like, we don't have a plan. Let's all just run at them. No, Josh was on our team too. It was the three of us against B.F.U.
No, I wasn't there this
No, I
time.
think you weren't.
No.
No, not for that game.
Okay. So
Only game I've ever missed.
we're like, let's just run at their
Yeah.
flag.
Funeral.
All of us don't leave any defenders. We just ran out at them. We hear the two whistles. We all run out, yelling Leroy Jenkins.
Oh yeah.
And there's B.F.U. He's the first one out on his team. He just looks, our whole team just barreling down on him. And he's like, frozen. Like, the look on his face, I wish we had the camera right now. It was pure fear. It was a shock and awe tactic.
It was a blitz.
I based some of my mods on that attack.
I
I
know.
got something for that this year.
I know that feeling though. There was one time I can't remember which game it was. As I walk out, and I don't know where my team even is, but I just see 7 people from the other team just drilling down the center, just running through. I had a stripe. I just throw it in the bush and just start walking away. I'm like, bye. You guys have fun.
The end result of that attack, we all died, and they still didn't get the flag. I don't know how that happened.
It was shock and awe.
It was a shock and awe.
And that's
tactic.
why Nerf. We need an elite Vulcan
Yeah, there we go.
because we could have sat there with about 30 belts and just played World WW1.
Can I just say one thing that I love about all our stories? They all involve us dying.
They do. That's true.
My story, B.F.U. shot me to get both the flags and recapture.
In
B.F.U.
the
story,
back.
he's shot by Paul.
I
Josh is shot by Arjang. And Arjang, his entire team dies after doing something
the most
very
fun we
brave
have
and
in
heroic.
Nerf is losing at it.
Yeah. It's like Mario Kart. Losing is winning.
Yeah,
Like, I remember the epic shot that I made. It's like, no, I remember when I died so horribly.
winning's for suckers. He wants to win in life.
I know. It's funny because people will do this. Like, so me and Shawn will start off and we'll separate everybody into teams, and me and him will go on different sides. Because if we have new players, we want to make sure that they know the rules, they get kind of a feel for what's going on. By the second or third game, we'll start going like, all right, we just make it completely random. So if we end up on the same team, it happens. Because we want to play with each other too. We don't want to never be able to play. We started this so we could have fun.
Yep.
And it's funny because people are always like, oh, when we get on the same team, like, oh no, Josh and Shawn are on the same team. And I'm like, just because we run the events doesn't mean we're good at it. like the umpires probably aren't the best baseball players. I'm just saying.
That's true.
Josh can attest every time if I'm not playing Nerf regularly, I will go take a blaster and try and pull the magazine out. He's like, you got to cock it back first, buddy. I'm like, oh, I have a blog.
He's like, yeah, I do a podcast on Nerf. I know about things.
You could be a Drac too.
Yes.
So since we did this in the opposite order that I was originally going to, do we want to do the other thing that got cut off, which was the top 5 blasters of 2013?
We're not closing that with that?
Well, we were going to last time, and it got cut. And this time I was going to leave all the stuff that mostly got cut for the end, but Arjang did the question of what you enjoyed about 2013, so I figure we can blow out the 2013 stuff right now.
Might as well give Rob's list first.
That's what I was going to say. Let me hit this up because Rob wasn't here, but he did have some a great explanation for everything.
By the way, for everyone who doesn't know, Rob is officially back on the scene as well. He is writing blogs again, blog posts.
Correct.
We'll get more into him a little bit later. I just wanted to put that out there that he is back, and we're
SBLC.
very grateful to see him back on the scene.
So he sent us an email with his top 5 again, since we didn't have it on record and couldn't remember what they were. But he said, it's hard for me to put these in any order, as they've each earned their place here for different reasons. So here are my top 5 in random order. Rapid Strike. Why do I even need to explain? Hammer Shot. One-hand prime. Hammer action for coolness. Magnus. It's big and red and fires big red darts. A manly blaster for the manly nerfer. Rough Cut. Very comfortable handle, smart AR system, shotgun, badassery. Strife, slim profile, and semi-auto. Oh, I'm sorry, I could have done that all like in an Australian accent, but it's too late now.
It is mad past.
Yep.
But Sean can do his in an Australian accent. And
No,
make
don't do it.
I'm not going to do it.
How about a
Come on, a dingo H.
We won't. No.
How about a New Zealander
I'm going
accent?
to do a Rocco's Modern Life accent.
Top 5 blasters.
What?
Let's have it. Come on. That's not Australian.
You sound like
It's
a bad.
not.
You sound like a bad Neverwinter
I'm
character.
just so...
You know what? I just started playing that until 2 a.m. with you last night.
Good day, mate.
G'day, mate. Your top 5 blasters. Nope, still can't do it.
Nope.
Nope. We're
I'm just going to
offending
keep
people
looking
now.
at you.
I'm waiting for you.
I'm not going to do it in an Australian accent.
You don't have to. Just start doing it.
Look, I'm buying time because I don't remember what my top 5 blasters were.
Just look behind you.
All right. Here, what?
Probably all
No,
on your
I got
wall.
this.
Okay.
I got this. So,
what we did last time.
these are all horrible blasters you have in here.
Really?
Top 5. The little gear. The little bricks that came out with the Zombie Strike line. You know what? Actually, that's number 5 now. I do think these are really awesome. It's not a blaster. It's a Nerf product. But you know what? It is a projectile that I use in wars. So yes, the little gears, the little bricks, the little Z-bombs. It was something that was unintentionally awesome.
It did
that
kinda
came
change
up in
our games.
battles.
The gears
it
of
changed
Nerf.
it a lot.
Laddle.
We had, you don't get talked
Nerf
about
dog.
that. You never did it. You never showed the world the Adeladdle. All right, so you got your number 5. Are we going in order, or are you just going random?
I'm trying to go in order, actually.
Okay.
So, number 4, I'll go ahead and give it to I believe Rough Cut came out last year, right?
Yep.
So Rough Cut, great blaster. I appreciate all the systems that go into it. The fact that it has dart sensing, that's a new technology that's in a lot more blasters, so very awesome.
Yep.
That would go into the triad and other blasters as well. But very cool. A lot of players like it. It's a very simple, easy to use blaster. The only thing that kind of knocks it down a little bit is it seems like it breaks a lot. I've
Those
heard people
gears do
stripping the
strip a lot,
gears a lot. So that's kind of a down thing. But a lot of people like it. It's cool. It gives you the most shotgun feel I've felt out of a Nerf blaster, other than like the barrel break. But 2 shots is not really worth it.
Agreed.
2-bone jump.
Yes. So number 3, I'm going to go ahead and give it to the Strife. I know the Strife was more of a 2012 blaster, but it wasn't really used for me until the 2013 season.
Did it show up in 2012?
Yeah, it was winter. I remember because I got right after our last game.
Oh,
and I was like, oh, I want to run
It was
this.
after basically our season was over.
Yeah.
To be fair, winter also includes January, so you can be quiet now, B.F.U.
I wasn't even going to say that.
You're like, oh, Shawn School, you want some knowledge.
I wasn't going to
Take away Josh's hipster card. That's what I do.
I wasn't going to take away your hipster
You
card.
can't take away your Munchkin.
I'm not
hipster
full
card.
of rage today like you are. Just because you went to the gym, lifted some weights, and are angry about it, don't take it out on the rest of us.
Josh
is
is
like-
also small, but he's mad yoked.
He's Wolverine.
Dos mas.
Yeah, so the Strife, what I like about it, this is basically what Josh said last time too, so I'm going to steal it because I agree with it 100%.
Cool.
The Strife is the example of Nerf and Hasbro taking the requests and mods people did for blasters on their own with like the barricade, where they made clips-fed barricades, and they said, you know what, why don't we just make this? This seems to be what people want. Let's give them a semi-auto handgun that's clip-fed. And they made it, and it works great. And for a long time, it was my primary blaster for the 2013 season. It wasn't until about halfway through the season that I started using another blaster that is later on the list that I really changed my mind. But it's a fantastic blaster, works great. I love it. Number 2, Hammer Shot. The only reason to me the Hammer Shot edges out the Strife is just because of the originality. New design, new internals, simple design, of course. It's a 5-shooter. But I like this, just how it primes, how you load this blaster, how you fire it. It's very handy. It's also one of the better blasters to use while dual wielding. Let's face it. Originally, I got the Strife to dual wield it and be like an akimbo badass. Just go blah, 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 blah with both hands.
Or an Kimball badass.
Or a Kimbo badass.
Yes.
But going akimbo, which is holding 2 guns.
Yeah.
On each hand.
Yep.
Going a Kimball.
Yes. Anywho, but if you want to replace the mags, that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Reloading Hammer Shot, so easy. So quick and easy. Just picking up darts on the field. Bam, I'm back at full capacity again.
Right.
So I appreciate that as well. Great blaster. And then number 1 for me is going to be the Elite Alpha Trooper.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. It honestly loses points because it's not an original design. It's basically just the Alpha Trooper with Elite internals inside of it. I don't care. The Alpha Trooper was the blaster I started with. It is my workhorse. It does everything I need it to do. So, you know what? If it's not original design, but to me, it is the best blaster to come out last year. It is, for a war, what I would still recommend to any new player. Get an Alpha Trooper. Works great. Figure out what you go from there. You might want to go with a Hammer Shot after that. You might want to go with a Strife after that. But I feel like the Alpha Trooper, the Elite Alpha Trooper, is like the Mario of our Nerf games. It's where you start. It's well balanced. It does everything well. You will not be at a disadvantage by having an Alpha Trooper.
It's me, Alpha Trooper.
And my brother Rampage.
Poor Rampage. He's not going to be on anybody's list, I don't think.
Yeah.
Anybody here?
It's not the year of Luigi anymore.
Yeah, it'll be on Reddit's list.
But yeah, that's my top 5.
What about you, Yang Wang?
Oh, let's see. I'm trying to remember what order it was in last time. Try to keep it the same. Number 5 has to be the Rapid Strike's full auto, right?
Yes, the
Nice.
Rapid Strike.
It's nice, big, and manly. It's great for assault.
Yep.
Number 4 is the Magnus, just because, I mean, even though it's named after Ultra Magnus, it looks like Hot Rod. So, it's really awesome. Because Hot Rod knew how to use the trigger.
Yes!
I'm gonna troll. I'm gonna troll your freaking ancestors for that.
Number 3 is the Rough Cut, because I love any shotgun when it has to come to foam blasters. I even have the Buzzbee ones, but the Rough Cut is like everything I wanted it to be.
Yes.
And we're not on the video, but one of my eyes is off center, so my Rough Cut, for some reason, both fire where my eyes look.
Yeah. You know.
Number 2, and this is a very strong number 2, the Hammer Shot. Mainly because, as fun as it looks, it also saved me in HVZ. I'm a chunkier fellow. We were running down a hallway. I stopped. I'm like, I'm out. I'm going down like this. There were 3 zombies. I got 3 shots with it. All 3 of them down. Then I was able to catch up behind Josh later on.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. I'm like, hey, I didn't die. Number 1, just like Shawn said, the Elite Alpha Trooper. It's my favorite blaster. I can use it for assault, defense, and just slam fire until the cows come home.
Oh, yeah, we get to go with me? All right. So, I know it's surprising because it's what I recommend to everybody. It is personally the blaster that I use, and it's at the top of a lot of people's lists. But coming in at number 5 is the Elite Alpha Trooper for me. On my top blasters, it was really anticipated, so I'm glad that it's there. I definitely felt that it deserved to be on the list, but I kind of was putting my list as far as originality and interesting and new, cool blasters for 2013. So I still totally recommend it to people, but I don't know. I think best blasters of 2013, half of the blaster is in like 2012 and 2011 when it came out the first time, and it was non-elite for me. So, but I wanted to get at least one blaster on here that's a reshell since that's most of the elite line when it came out. Number 4, Rapid Strike. It wasn't my cup of tea when it came out, but I've seen what it can do on the field, and it's awesome. I still might go back and run one occasionally. It's really cool. I like the fact that it's full auto like everybody else does. It's just something, it's not totally new, but full auto with the flywheel was something I don't think we had seen yet.
Nope.
Not getting the elite ranges. So it was cool. It was really nice, nicely designed too. It's more of just a actual sort of assault rifle. Felt like they were really looking at some of the bigger kids when they designed it. 3, Rough Cut, like everybody else. It's awesome. It's the closest thing we've come to a true elite Nerf shotgun. It works really well. There's not much more you can say about it. It's pretty awesome. I also wanted to get something that had that dart sensor, like Shawn was talking about, because that design is being seen in more and more blasters. It's really prevalent, and this was not the first. It was kind of between it and the Triad. They sort of both came out around the same time, but I wanted to get one on the list.
To me, it was kind of chicken and egg. I feel like we got Rough Cuts in our hands before Triads.
We might have.
But
I mean,
they were both. There was like a set of like Strife, Rough Cut, Triad that all came out in the same grouping.
Yeah, I just felt like the Triad was good, but it wasn't quite list worthy. The Rough Cut had so much other stuff going for it, but it also included that technology. Number 2 on my list is the Strife. Mostly all the same reasons that Shawn had. I really also liked the fact that Nerf changed it up. Not just from, people are putting clips in the barricade, but also when people were having trouble with the dart sensor, like mid-production, they made a bigger dart sensor, or they changed the dart sensor so that it wasn't having the same problems with stuff going in there, so with jamming. And I thought that was really good on Hasbro. It just kind of showed they were actually listening to the community and saw that there were issues and tried to address them. Plus, it was just such a huge blaster when it came out, big in the HVZ community. It was such a standard for people. Pretty much for a while, you were just seeing, at least around here, was either Alpha Trooper as your primary or Strife as your primary for a very long time. And then my number 1 is actually the Hammer Shot / Sweet Revenge or Wild Shot, depending on whatever you call that. The Rebel version.
What region of dialect you hail from?
It's just such an original design. It brought so much to Nerf. I felt like it changed the game a lot. There's almost no reason. I haven't seen for people to not be running it as a secondary, at least at the moment, it's just so amazing, so versatile. What you get so much out of such a small package. It's hitting elite ranges.
And that's why Josh loves it.
That's why I love it. It's the first time in all of Nerf I've always talked about running a sidearm. And I've never run a sidearm. I've always like, I'm going to get a holster for my Strife, and I never did. Originally I was going to mod a barricade, never did it. I was going to start running a Retaliator, never did. All of these things, when this came out, it was the first thing that I just picked up and was like, I have to make a holster for this. I have to have a way to carry this on my person. And it's been awesome, and it's saved me more than once in games. So, boom. B.F.U.
Can I ask for a favor?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Can I get an honorable mention?
Yeah,
sure.
I'm going to give my honorable mention to the Rough Cut. It's the first thing I underbarreled. It is a shotgun. I just figured out how to dual wield them the other day. How to prime them with my forearms. But it barely got knocked out because you never get to do things twice, but I actually get to do this twice.
There you go.
I'm changing my list from the last time.
Bum, bum, bum.
So number 5, knocking something off the list, is the Elite Rapid Strike.
Mm-hmm.
I did not like it until I modded it. Now that I have cut one down into an Uzi, I can see the awesomeness of that blaster. I am fully engaged. I bought a couple extra ones. I'm so down to run them modded now. It's awesome. Plus, it did dominate the last 5 games of the year. It absolutely flat out dominated the field.
Yeah.
It dominated the games. It was. We went through more darts, I think, in the last probably half of the season than we did the whole first half. It was even close. I felt like we were just chewing through dart. We were eating up darts.
Yeah.
The next up off that, I will say, is the Air Max 10 from Busby. Very
Something
hard,
different on the list.
very hard blaster to get your hands on. And so the reason I love this gun, I played it the last 3 games.
Yeah,
3 games. I think it's 3 games.
Mm-hmm.
Last 3 games. It is the closest we've got to a Nerf sniper rifle for performance. So I don't know, maybe I got that one magical one, but mine with really good darts in it shoots absolute lasers out. Josh and I held down a bridge with that thing.
Yep.
Picking people off, flat 50 feet. Just great gun. Everyone, and the cool thing was when I brought it and started using it, everybody was like, wow, that kind of works good. Like, huh. It's just kind of weird. Right? So you wouldn't expect that from Busby, especially with elite darts and no mods needed. So that was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3 is going to be the Guardian crossbow. I love me. That thing is freaking cool.
I like it.
It's a cool little. It's just. It isn't like it got the shotgun prime. I wish the stock was a little bit longer. I'm going to work on a mod to handle that, but I just think it's a neat. It is a strong arm,
Right.
to be fair, but it's just a neat little blaster. I wish I would have got my hands on one to play in the wars with this year. I would have probably underbarreled it and ran the crap out of it. Much smoother prime than the rough cut 2.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2 is the Strife. It's the first gun
His first baby.
My first gun I fell in love with. I bought like 6 of those things. First blaster I opened up and modded.
Mm-hmm.
First one I dropped motors in it. I still have that one. The only time it's ever failed is when I let Shawn borrow it. Weird.
It knows who his daddy is.
It's never. And these guys will test it. It never has failed me. It's never conked out on me. It just does things. It's got that magical first shot when you have it fully revved up.
Yeah.
And it made a comeback in my life because it was when I finally started getting decent at painting. It was the first, probably I would say, good paint job I've done this year. BioShot, we all know, was not. But it was probably the first good paint job. I sent a picture to Josh of the Purple People Eater, and he was like, that looks really good. And I was like, I know, right?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't expect it to look this good. So then I tricked out accessories for it, made some cool stuff for it. So holds a special place in my heart. And the number 1, if anyone has listened to this podcast at all, or any of them with me on them, or read a blog, or seen Reddit, they would know it's going to be the Hammer Shot by far, in 1.5 miles, for all the reasons Josh said. And it did change the game. I felt like it was, besides the Elite Alpha Trooper, the fastest I've ever seen a blaster get picked up by that many people. Mm-hmm. We went from like a couple people in the first game it was out to probably more than half the second game, and by the third game it was out, it was almost everyone running it as a sidearm.
Yep.
Or multiple. I feel like it's versatile. I've run it as a primary in some games, depending on what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And it works. It shoots really far for a pistol. Like it's on par with some of the big boys.
Oh yeah.
So the design is amazing. Josh made me holsters. Then Gary Early Jr. made holsters. It was a whole thing.
Yeah.
Simple mech, and I hope, please, Nerf, if you listen to our podcast, I know you do. I know you listen, Nerf. Please just keep making blasters with that same internals and give me shells. I will buy all of them. All of them.
He will.
So will these guys.
Yep.
It will
It's true.
happen. So that's my top 5.
Boom. There we go. All right. Got it out of the way. Now people don't have to wonder what happened to the end of our other podcast. Top 5 blasters are beep boom.
Yes.
Yeah, that was not bad.
It's
let's
a secret
see.
to everyone.
What else did we have going on? We didn't have a whole lot of stuff. Oh, you know what? In the last podcast, we talked about a new place called Dorm Labs.
Dizzle nizzle.
Yeah. And
That is at dizzlenizzle.gov.
.cc .xxx
you know.
.too fast. Too furious.
So we had
It's a dead
we
link.
discussed it a little bit, and we had some speculation about some of their things, and they were kind enough to actually get back to us. They heard the podcast, and I will actually read their response because it is on their Facebook page. Go check them out, Dorm Labs, or at dormlabs.com. And they say, awesome, thanks a bunch, guys. We'll try to answer a few questions from the podcast. The red dot sights and tactical gear is purchased from another supplier. We print the adapters for all of our accessories, like new tactical foregrip, laser sight, red dot sights, as you mentioned. We test a lot of different tactical gear and weed out the stuff that isn't really Nerf compatible. We take only the best products and sell them on the website. Takes all of the headache out for people looking for high-quality tactical gear for Nerf. Any other questions, be sure to ask. Thanks for including us in Nerfcast. So, we just wanted to say thank you guys for, doing what you do for the community, printing stuff out, making stuff easily accessible for people that might not have an Army Surplus store, weeding that stuff out so they don't have to go to the Army Surplus store with like a Nerf gun or Nerf blaster and try all the holsters, because we've done that. Yep. So it's cool. You can be like, this is compatible. Right here on our website, you can buy it. A big, more special thank you for actually getting back to us, because it's cool. We love hearing feedback from people. And you saying thanks for being on the podcast. Thank you for doing what you do.
Word. And I bought your stuff and it's pretty cool.
Yeah, B.F.U highly.
Get stamp of approval.
Boom.
So you guys in the hammer shot, that's it. We got a minute.
Yeah.
I learned some stuff this week.
Yeah, go for it.
I learned about painting.
Oh,
Check the blog.
Check the blog and a great Photoshop picture of B.F.U with hair.
Mm-hmm. Don't be that guy.
It's a beautiful picture.
It's a beautiful picture.
I
almost made it my desktop.
It's a happy little picture.
I want to recommend. I recommend painting to people now. Like, seriously, do a little research. If you got extra old, I would practice on some old yellow stuff that you don't want.
Yep.
And I highly recommend painting your blasters. Is really fun. It's relaxing. It lets you kind of stand out in the crowd, and it's surprisingly easier than I thought it was going to be. I really, after the BioShot debacle, I thought it was going to be a long road to being decent at it. And now someone actually asked me to do one for them, so that was cool. Thanks, Mitchell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, and cut your rapid strikes up. Seriously, just do that. Do that mod. Coop, Torquemont, I can't say that dude's name.
Turok Makto?
Yeah, that dude. So that dude did it first.
John Lithgow.
On Reddit, he minimized his rapid strike. And then I apologize for not giving you your just desserts. And Koopy and talking about a Koopy right instead of you. I apologize for that.
Would be a Torquey right then?
Torquey right. Well, yeah.
He called it. He said copyright for Coop.
I based
Coop
my
copyright.
design off Coop's design. We had a little muzzle on it, stuff like that. It really, really changed my whole outlook on that blaster. It went from like, I'm never going to use this thing. I hate this thing, Josh. Why do I even have yours? To, oh my God, I need like 6 of these things, and I want to start making Uzis for everybody.
Yeah.
Honestly, I bought when Target was doing their really good deals, like buy one get one 50% off, and their rapid strikes for $25. I went and bought 2 because I do want to shorten them and make them Uzis.
Just cut it. It's the cool thing is it's an easy mod. It's not like if it's your first mod, don't do it. But you don't actually have to take a lot of stuff out of the blaster. Like, you don't have to remove the motors and put new motors in. You can leave the motors and resistors in if you're not comfortable with the electrical work. I left mine in. Even though I have switch motors, I just don't want... The Rapid Strike is a lot more daunting inside than the other stuff. Like a Strife or something like that. Mm-hmm. But it really wasn't that hard. You choose your materials wisely. I used craft foam to cover the holes. Other people have used plastic. It's up to you. It looked like it was going to be a super hard mod. You look at Coop's design, you're like, wow, okay, he just made that into that. This is going to be like 5 days. It was like 3-4 hours, 5 hours before paint. And
Nice.
a lot of that was just me sanding, trying to get the edges a little right, and making putting a barrel on it. If you want to put a attachable barrel piece, mess around with that. That's going to take you a minute. I think I would put it at like a beginner level of a mod. There's a way harder stuff. I've broken more stuff thinking it was easier than that. So
Yep. Nice.
Awesome.
As far as like rewiring the battery pack, how difficult was that for you?
It was super easy. I took the 2 wires that were running to the original battery pack. Mm-hmm. I snipped them at where they entered there. I bought it. I happened to buy a battery pack. I highly suggest buying a battery pack that has a cover on it and has wires sticking out already, so there's no soldering. I twisted the 2 together. I put some tape around the ends, stuffed the wires in the blaster, and it's a wrap.
Do we have it in here right now?
We do have it in here right now.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take a look at it real quick.
So, and I mounted mine on one of the mag wells on one of the sides. Just seemed like the right place to mount it for some reason. Plus, it was minimal me having to run extra wires.
Right.
Super easy mod, like surprisingly easy. And now I look at the blaster and I'm like, I really can't wait. I was talking to Josh all week. Like, I can't wait to run this year.
Yeah.
Like, I really can't wait to stick a 25 round drum in this thing and go buck wild with this.
Yeah.
So portable now. So like, I mean, you can, it is like the definition of an assault weapon now.
Mm-hmm.
Run in, just spray it. I had a little flashlight to it for funsies.
You also had some other stuff on the side.
I did. Okay. So I may have bought a fuse fire. I may have tried to take it apart for the blog, and I may have stripped 2 screws and then raged out on the fuse fire. So let me give you as a quick review of the fuse fire since no one's talked about it, right? So the fuse fire is a new vortex blaster.
Yep.
It's actually a pretty cool blaster. You can feed 5 discs in. The prime is like that pullback prime, like the Fire Strike, which I hate, but the prime automatically springs back, which is kind of nice. Fire's normal ranges, nothing was different on that. All the orange plastic on it is like armor plating. So it all clips in. It's not welded in. It's actually clipped in. So you could actually take off all the armor plating. So from a painter's perspective, like if you're into cosplay, I highly recommend you buying a fuse fire to paint. Because you could literally strip it down, take it apart, and paint all the little parts, nooks, and crannies of it. And it's a very futuristic, sick-looking vortex blaster.
Nice.
So it does get my recommendation for $20.
Nice.
Just don't strip the screws. Oh, and be careful because there are 3 different size screws in the blaster.
Ooh,
Thank you, Nerf.
that's rough.
That's kind of some jackassery right there.
Well, not if you keep track of it.
You know what? Not if you stop saying stuff to me. You say McSayerson.
Oh my!
Hindsight is 2020.
I like it. Yeah. I like the minimized rapid strike is growing on me. I feel like after you run it at some games, we might see some people rock it. I'm actually, I would be surprised if Ryan doesn't actually
I was
have.
thinking too. When he said Ryan, I'm sure Ryan's already got 2 done
He might.
because that is now the perfect Ryan weapon.
Yeah.
It unloads. It's got the potential to unload so much foam. I mean, you could put 35s on it. 25s look aesthetically better just because they're centered.
Yeah.
But you run 2 25s with it, 50 rounds, 1 in each hand. That's dual wielding. That would make my hammer shots cry. That would make them cry.
That might make me cry.
Oh, it's going to be an interesting year in Nerf.
Especially if I can attach it with magnets.
Uh,
And then did we talk about the little pistol on the last one that got cut off, or did the side strike not
you
get
did.
cut off?
yeah, we talked about it.
Yeah.
We talked
Did
about
get cut
Side
off,
Strike.
right? Okay.
Yeah, I saw some reviews on it online that were saying it wasn't so great because they were like, it's not really worth it. And I'm like, it's like $5 more than a Fire Strike, but you get this awesome holster.
That works
And they're
with
like,
Fire
the
Strike.
holster isn't that useful. I'm like, what do you? It's a holster as compared to the not holster that you get with all the other Nerf guns.
But it's not a utility
Knew
holster.
we get Josh to rage out one time. Thank you, God.
It was a review I was reading. So, and I mean, I was just like, I could understand you being like, yeah, it's not, but they were like, no, it doesn't.
And I mean, people are different, but the thing that annoys me is, I think everyone agrees we all want Nerf accessories, right?
I
we
would think
like
so,
those.
but
And
maybe
this
not.
one works with another blaster.
Yeah.
It's like
It works with the Fire Strike.
it's $5 more, but it'll work with your Fire Strike that you're whining about. So you get
That
another
did not
good
come with a
blaster.
holster.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I'm like,
And
so you got the holster for this that you can use with the one that you prefer. I don't know why you prefer it because they even say like the priming is easier. I'm like, so then don't you prefer this blaster to the Fire Strike?
The
Like,
priming
make up
on
your
this one,
mind.
I don't. The color scheme is awesome.
Mhm.
I love the green. Love the green.
Yeah,
The brown's take or leave the brown, but the green is cool. It's got the big Z on the side.
yup.
And
not a
y'all
handwritten
know what
Z.
my feelings about single shot blasters. This is the first one I've ever liked besides the bow.
Yep.
It's the priming mech is really good.
It is
And
really
it
nice.
feels so fun to just prime and blast. I'm going to turn it into I'm going to put one of the little clip flashlights in it and turn it into an HVZ weapon.
Yeah.
That's kind
gonna
of, did we talk about the clip flashlight yet?
There's a write up.
There's a
Yeah.
write-up on the blog.
Go
about
to BuryANerf.com. B.F.U has been a superstar writing all these blog posts the past couple of days. Check them out. They're all useful information. You can even see the fuse fire he blasted apart.
it. Blast, that was actually with my berry.
It's just
Oh, I didn't
yanked
blast it. I just used my muscles.
Threw it all out too. I threw all the internals out.
it.
I got so pissed off. I was like,
I wish I was here because I would have been over him like, what do I always tell you? What do I tell you about playing
I
the
was
thing?
unscrewing it. It wasn't like I was. No, see,
I know,
you guys
but I
understand.
just would have felt justified in some way, shape, or
So
form.
Joshua, except for the last week of no, actually half the week of painting. He wasn't
Right.
here for the fire. He wasn't here for the rapid strike, or that may never got made.
Oh,
Josh
yeah. Hey, oh.
gets nervous because B.F.U. I'm like a man that doesn't believe in measurements. I don't
Yeah.
believe in inches. I don't believe in centimeters.
You can say
It's
that
all
again.
witchery to me. I like to use what God gave me, which is my eyeballs, which is rough because I wear glasses. But I like to eyeball things and then fix it later. And I'll get the Dremel out, and Josh will be like, "Really? You're just gonna cut it? You're not gonna mark it? No, we're going. We don't need roads.
I'm like, so that's a straight line, and you're gonna just try to freehand that straight line. Yeah, that's cool. I'm like, all right.
Oh, I could record when him and I hang out to mod stuff. It's always me being all excited and him going, safety first.
Oh,
But we should record that for this.
We probably
I
should.
agree.
don't do it, please. Please don't just start chopping into that $50 bill. Oh, God,
I didn't start chopping into stuff. Magical things would not happen.
I don't
Like the
I
Bioshock.
don't disagree with you on that
Really,
statement.
Sean? That's what we're doing.
I feel like it's my job once an episode to bring up the Bioshock.
I think you have brought it up like every episode.
I hate you. I hate you so
Wait,
much.
you already brought the Bioshock up earlier, so it's
It's
fine.
different when he brings up Bioshock stuff because he does it.
I figured out what it is. There was no cutting involved with the Bioshock.
You got to cut
Maybe
back
they
to
should.
good.
There was no cutting involved. I should have cut the bottom rail off.
BFU, you're like Icarus, and I'm like the sun. I just make sure you don't fly too high.
No, you bring him down when he gets too high.
Oh,
hey, the
man.
sun did that too.
Yep.
I'm so gonna break
Brought
your, I'm gonna put
Icarus
my
all the way down.
This is gonna be a good. We got what, a couple months, 60 days.
I mean, here's the thing. I didn't want to bring this up because
April?
I talked to a lot of people who work around the U.S. There's a polar vortex going on that's very cold for the rest of the nation. It's really, really nice weather here in California right now. It's really nice.
That's pretty
we got about
ridiculous
2 months, right? But end of March.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. If it's hot for the next 30 days, it depends on Josh. I wouldn't mind starting a little bit early. As soon as we get enough daylight, really, to have a good full game.
I feel like we haven't
Sort of
even had a winter yet. Like it hasn't rained yet.
It was
the past
cold.
2
It
or
was
3
cold.
days has looked like it's going to rain.
It never rains here, Josh.
really hard.
No, it's coming.
No.
Usually February is pretty rough.
Yeah, what I feel like we should have done was continue to have games after October. So here's the thing: we had 2 games in October because we wanted to get in a costume
Halloween.
game
When it
for
rained in
Halloween.
October.
But in October, yeah, it was raining. It was really cold the day we did the Halloween game. We're like, watch out. We this is definitely the last game then because people were like, do one in November. We're like, it's already this cold in October. It's not going to happen.
And it just stayed warm.
And then it got really warm. But we didn't plan anything because we were like, well, apparently at the drop of a hat, it might just start raining and be cold. And it's been really nice. So now I've been like, all right, it's been really nice for like the past 2 months. Maybe
Soon
we
as
should
we
run
plan
a
a
game. And as soon as I started thinking about playing a game, like today I was like, oh, the clouds are coming in.
God hates you, Josh.
Uh-oh.
I think it's more we become suddenly very, very sensitive about the weather whenever we're about to plan a game. I remember last year when I was like, can we start the season?
Yep.
I was checking the weather forecast hourly for our
Yep.
first game. Like, how's it? Is it going to rain? Don't rain. Don't rain. I mean,
Yeah.
we need the rain, but not now. Not like this.
Yeah, either that or we're actually controlling the weather for California.
Yes.
We are the reason there's going to be droughts.
I am friends with Halle Berry.
I get it.
And she loves Nerf.
Yeah, we wish. Halle Berry loved Nerf and played in our games.
Put her in like a
She would be on
skin-tight
this
living
podcast.
suit, have her do some
We
gymnastics.
couldn't have B.F.U playing then.
I'm sorry, what were we talking about?
Yeah. And moving on. Checking where
So
I'm
Nerf.
enough.
But
Yeah, there's
But yeah, back onto your point. I think we're probably going to start maybe like March. March might be a little bit early.
yeah, March or April. It's really we're gonna play it by ear. I mean, we're
may
gonna
want
see what
April.
because last year what happened
But April
is
showers.
we had rain up into that point.
April.
We just gotta wait until things get sorted out. One way or the other. We could go April.
I don't
April is later than March.
Well, we do have the one.
Why are
run
you
in-
gone in March?
Yeah.
All of March?
The part that's not going to rain, which is usually the end of March.
I feel like because winter's been pushed back, that it might go into March. If it's raining at the beginning of March, we're probably not going to plan a game for the end of March unless we can reliably say it's probably not going to rain.
Don't do it. I don't want to miss a game. I'll cry.
It's just
I
usually
got
usually how we plan games.
I
At
got
the
too
beginning
much-
of the month, if it's not raining, we assume it's probably not going to be
I
raining by
got
the end
too
of the
much
month.
new cool stuff.
I mean, also a thing to note too is there's I would say 2 main games here in the Bay Area besides ours that operate. They actually go year round.
Yep.
So there's Foam Action Network that hosts HVZ and tactical Nerf games.
Mm-hmm.
They go year round and they're up in San Francisco, so I can guarantee it's cold up there right now.
Word.
And while we're recording this, there's actually a game going on at San Francisco State University for Humans versus Zombies.
Yep.
Hey, I got to get to one of those this year.
I think there's a day game this year, or today rather, was like at 1 to 5 or something.
1 to 5, yeah.
I think that in the winter, I don't know, maybe it seems like the winter games have not been going as much overnight.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to a summertime night game.
Yeah, those are really fun.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna do it once.
Yeah, you gotta at least try it once.
I can say I did it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And then you can judge.
Yeah, and we'll roll with you.
Then I'll judge afterwards.
We'll roll with you.
Mm-hmm.
That way you can actually go in a group of humans and we can try to survive together.
But that first night game was freaky because for some reason it was summer, but it got mad cold and the fog rolled in. I'm like, I'm going to die for real.
This is Silent Hill.
That's Sanford. Mark Twain.
Yep.
That guy had a quote. San Francisco.
Samuel
Cold.
Clemens.
Yeah,
It's the coldest winter I ever had was a summer in San Francisco.
That is the
Very good.
Mark Twain.
I'm proud you knew that.
Yeah, you know.
You read?
You're literate.
That's knowledge.
It's great
The
to
more
learn
you
because
know.
knowledge is power.
We are so sorry about this one. We did not.
It's been a slow week, guys.
I got a stressful job.
I just got back from Idaho.
It's rough.
Old potato.
It's rough out there. But yeah, I think that's. I got.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
What's the next topic?
we kind of out. I think
Oh.
we're kind of out of topics. Let me double check our schedule.
No, I'm pretty sure.
So,
I'm
I
just
think-
reading it.
I think we're good. I think we're coming to a close here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got the dorm lab. We explained last episode. The new. Oh, you know what? Actually, we do have something real quick. Although by the time this podcast comes out, you guys will already have heard about it.
Oh, that thing.
But
Yeah.
if for some reason you were living under a rock and you don't watch any of these people, and Toy Fair hasn't had it by then, London Toy Fair is coming up. But before the Toy Fair comes out, Nerf has announced that on some blogs, not ours, we don't know why, Nerf. Why not our blog?
Word, son.
We got
What's
not even on our podcast.
They're
Like
gonna-
Nerf, we got a podcast.
BayAreaNerf.com.
They're gonna be upset when I just roll up to Nerf HQ like, yo, dog,
What up?
put me on that list.
Rate, comment, subscribe.
Put me on that list.
But it's, I
the watch
believe it's
list.
Nerf. Is it Nerf US? I think it's Nerf US because they're doing it at US blogs, even though they're doing it before the London Toy Fair. It's kind of weird. So it's not My Last Art and it's not SBNC. They've got Jason over at Basic Nerf, I believe.
Tea and Crumpets?
Click Click Bamf. Foam from Above. Adult fans of Nerf.
Nerf and Crumpets?
Nerf and Crumpets? Why?
Because we're going to London Toy Fair. Nerf and Crumpets.
Yeah, you know.
No, that's
They're
that's
going
after
to,
this.
So those blogs
Wait for tea time.
before the London Toy Fair, it is announced at London Toy Fair. They're going to, we hope, give them pictures and a description of a new blaster for 2014 that apparently has not already been leaked or talked about. Supposedly, it's a completely new blaster they're going to announce and show people. And if it's anything like the Toy Fair 2014, or I'm sorry, 2013, where My Last Art got a ton of info from Hasbro UK, and they debuted their Zombie Strike line and their Rebel line and the Mega
I
stuff.
feel like it's going to be a new heavy weapons blaster.
Yeah, so if we want to speculate on that, it's going to be weird because people listen to it will be like, stupid, it came out yesterday, but we're recording this before it came out, y'all. So
Yeah.
tomorrow for us would be Monday.
Yeah, so don't
If you-
downvote us because of it.
For,
Reddit.
for some stupid reason, if you haven't
Son.
already figured out what it is and it hasn't been all over the Nerf community and you haven't been around, you just listen to us instead, go check it out because someone will have it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, rate, comment, subscribe.
My money is on another Mega Blaster.
Oh, the first Mega Flywheel blaster.
The Mega Vulcan.
Oh, that could happen. That could happen. There's
If it's
been
a Mega
lot of-
Vulcan.
See, that could change things. Even though the darts suck, Mega Flywheel could be a thing. That's a lot of big darts.
Yep.
Think about this, gentlemen. I don't think this is what it is. Mega Vulcan.
I like how ours is behind you saying that.
I've
Like,
been saying that.
like, you're like, make a Vulcan. Make a
Shawn
Vulcan.
doesn't listen to brown people.
Nope. Are you actually here?
Swarthy.
It's funny because there's a video of people firing a giant Vulcan from days ago on the internet, like giant Vulcan, like my size Vulcan, which
So
I
tiny
know.
I
Vulcan.
mean, so tiny Vulcan.
Yeah, you know.
So the Mega Centurion size Vulcan.
Are you just repeating everything I say?
Arjang is Shawn's Ghost Rider.
Were you actually in the back saying Mega?
Yeah, dude.
He was just-
And I
Josh
just said
said-
tiny size
He's
Josh.
like your Nora Roberts.
No, I heard
JD
Tiny
Robb.
Side Josh. I didn't. I
Raisin
don't
in the
listen to
sun.
you. I'm sorry.
I'm going to do things that cannot be mentioned
Good
on
times.
this Nerf podcast.
Mama said knock you out.
I'm gonna knock
you
you
know.
out.
It could be something completely, totally original. I don't think it's gonna. I think it's gonna be Mega. My money's probably something on the Mega line. It feels like the same sort of hype they were putting around the other Mega stuff that they released. They were like, "It's coming," and then it was a Centurion. They're like, "It's coming," and it was a Mega Magnus.
Mega zombie
I
Vulcan.
don't think they did that with the Rapid Strike. They were just like, "Here's a commercial."
Coming summer
Like $100
2014.
A Mega Vulcan be like $100.
One man,
And
one
one
Nerf
dart.
blaster, 1 million
There's, only,
zombies.
there's like 7 people that play Nerf that could afford to buy multiples
Yeah.
of a blaster that expensive.
I don't know. Maybe they had a
Never
good
hit the
year.
battlefield.
I don't know. Maybe they figured out how to reduce the costs. Wait. We also thought that the Mega Magnus was going to be like $30.
True.
So maybe based on what the projected sales versus actual sales of the Centurion, they reduced the cost of the Magnus, and they're going to reduce the cost of whatever this other blaster is.
Maybe.
I mean, it could be. It wouldn't surprise me if they did something, because it feels like they're trying to sort of put everything into a place,
Yeah.
right? For the Mega line, like we got a traditional blaster, we got something pistol sized, goes a little bit different. I wouldn't be surprised if they did
Now we
something
need Mega
like that.
Flywheel.
It would be cool.
Mega Flywheel kind of makes sense. I mean, it's something they haven't touched yet. I just don't know how easy it would be with a bigger dart.
There's no way.
Easy.
Can't be-
They've had flywheels
Can you
before Nerf started flywheels
They
here
have.
with other
Can you
lines that
picture
have
an
used.
18-round Magnus? He's so big.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, maybe it'll be a gun with the famed ball sack dart drum.
Oh, the 50-round dart drum?
Actually, yeah, I was about to say a dart drum might make more sense because you can have more darts in a more compact space.
Oh God! Do you even
Possible.
know if we got the double fisheye dart drum? How amazing the minimized rapid strikes will be!
Yes. It'd be
Holy
ridiculous.
crap!
Game over. You're just
Ryan's
gonna get
just going to
those.
run around the
100
field shooting people
rounds.
all day.
I don't know.
I'm out.
I don't know what they call it. I just know the sound it makes when it tags people out. Tag, 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 tag.
Yo, yeah, that's for real. That would be rough. I mean, last I heard from Azdar was they could never figure it out, but you know, they had to figure it out.
Who knows?
Yeah,
We'll find out this week.
we will find out this week. You guys will find out before us because when you're listening to this, it'll have happened.
Like the future.
Coming from
Marty,
the
we
past.
have to go to the future. It's your children.
Careful, time travel causes problems.
String theory, it's a bunch of really small vibrations.
Do 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 do.
Wibbly wobbly, timey wimey.
No.
That's from Star Wars, right?
Do 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 do.
It's from Battlestar Galactica. Come on.
Annoying all the fandoms at once. I think we're getting so.
I think this is like when John Travolta mailed it in that Punisher movie as the villain. Like that's how I feel. Like we mailed it in like that.
We had a good run for the first half, and then we ran out of stuff to talk about.
Yeah, it's just a slow week. I mean, that's all we can say. I'm happy.
Been a slow couple
It
of
kind of
weeks.
worked out that the last podcast exploded. So we
Yeah.
can cover some of this stuff.
We wouldn't have anything.
It would have been rough. We would have had to come up with a topic like, let's talk about skipping in Nerf. Do you ever skip instead of run?
Watch, that's gonna be like a hot topic.
Your inflection. Do you ever skip instead of run?
I've seen this before.
Yes.
All right, guys. Any closing comments? Let's wrap this up. People are turning us off.
Arjang, start with you.
Josh sounded like a tranny. That's all I just heard.
Oh,
He did sound like a
No, I'm
transmission
looking
from a
I'm looking
car.
forward to this next year of Nerf. I'm hoping maybe it'll be a surprise Elite Vulcan that they're going to announce, and if that's the case, I'm buying all the chains.
I'm happy you like my idea so much, Arjang.
I'm going to eat you one day.
I know.
No, you stopped eating so you get skinny.
He's getting ready for the big meal.
Let my people go.
what about you, Shawn? Any hopes for 2014? I guess we could do that since Arjun started us off on a good kick.
With 2014, I would like to see some new game modes. I mean, that's something we had a good streak towards the end of last season where we came up with King of the Hill. Was really proud of that. And we came up with we revised the rules for Plant the Bomb. We only got to test it out a little bit, but I'll be honest with you, with new resources and new ideas, I think coming up with new game modes is going to be something exciting for us in the Bay Area, at least for our burn games. So I'm pretty excited about that, just to see what we'll come up with and what we can facilitate and how the players react and respond to it.
Nice. About you, Foo?
I hope Nerf makes more stuff I can buy that doesn't suck. And
So you want?
I mean, you're going to buy the sucky stuff too. Let's
No,
be honest.
no,
How
no.
many of the Heartbreaker bows do you have?
And Mega Centurions.
I have two. One of them Josh bought me, but then I gave money back for it. So 2. But one's for my wife. Shut up. The Heartbreaker bow is awesome. Shut up. That and hope we get as many people or more than we got last season. Be nice to get a 40-person game. It'd be kind of cool.
That would be interesting.
And buy a hammer shot. And the last thing is, folks, gonorrhea in the trenches is no joke. So keep it zipped up.
Yep. Don't mess around with the koalas.
It's a great PSA there. B.F.U. Let's see. What would I like to see from Nerf in 2014, which was sort of the theme that we got off onto our games. You know what? Actually, I'm surprised B.F.U. didn't say this, but I want to see some more reshells of the hammer shot.
I already said it earlier.
I know, but you didn't say you
You
wanted it
didn't
in
say it
2014. You just said in the future.
You didn't say it right
about
now.
gonorrhea.
I know. I like to see that. I'd like to see them do some stuff with the Mega line. Maybe try to get it going. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I could take it or leave it. Really, Magnus is pretty fun, so it'd be interesting to see if they come up with some stuff. That's about it from Nerf. They've really pulled out stuff that I've enjoyed this year. So there's nothing that I really am like, I really want to see a blaster that does X, Y, and Z.
Word.
Maybe a bow that's better than the Heartbreaker.
I
Shut
kind of
up.
want them to come out with a really nice blaster called the Mega Rodimus.
Word, you know what I want to see? Actually, you mentioned that. I want to see cross promotions Nerf. Get to work on this. I've seen some Hawkeye bows that are supposed to be coming out for the Disney Store exclusive.
Word. What happened to that? I don't know.
It's actually, and you know, it's called like the Hawkeye long shot bow or something. My way to confuse fans, guys. You got a blaster called the long shot. You got the long shot bow, but
It's like the Hawkeye bow.
Hawk shot.
the hawk shot.
The Hawkeye bow complete with green arrows in it.
That never hit anything.
Yeah, you know, I want to see you guys do some cross pro. That would be really cool. Get some Transformers blasters, GI Joe blasters, some Marvel Avengers blasters, more stuff from the movies that are going to be coming out. I mean, you already got the Cap Shield, which I mean isn't great, but you know, it happens. That's cool. Other than that, you know, maybe some competitors would be actually really cool to see.
Yeah, Hasbro,
Busby.
get on bringing up some competitors.
No, I didn't say Hasbro. I'm just saying it would be
I know
really
you
cool.
were talking about Hasbro. So
Word, let up on
I want
those.
to see
Let
some
up on those
competitors.
patents. Can Busby live? Can Busby breathe? I'm with SBNC.
Yo.
Busby, step your game up.
Busby's kind of like the last alliance elves and men against Hasbro when it comes to Nerf.
Yeah, except for they just got a new ally in Zing.
Oh, see,
It would
there you
be
go.
it would be cool to see some new stuff come from. Not that I am unhappy with the Zingbo as it is. It would just be cool to see you guys bring something else out besides the Zingbo.
That's what they do.
A
Surgical,
Zangbo.
surgical tubing. Zing is really a surgical tubing company. That's just their side hustle. The bow is their side hustle.
But you know, it would be cool to see some. So like Busby brought out the Extreme line this year. It'd be cool to see some more stuff from them, like the Air Max 10 and all that was nice.
It'd be nice to ship an Air Max 10 to somewhere.
It would be
'cause they're kinda
cool.
scarce.
Yeah, it'd be cool to see them, you know, pull some stuff out. I know they were hitting it with those swords that came out. You know, just work on that. Work on stuff, Busby and other brands. So yeah,
You know.
I think it was good, guys. I think from all of us here at Nerfcast, I want to say thanks for listening. We appreciate all the feedback. Keep those comments and subscriptions coming through. It really helps us out, and we want you to have a great Nerf in 2014. So you know, that's that. From everyone here, this is Josh.
And this is Shawn.
With B.F.U.
And Arjang.
Happy tagging.
Actually got it right for once.
Just stop the podcast.